That's not right. Yeah! That's fantastic. So, see, this is where I'm supposed to go completely fucking apeshit and stop you from changing Bo. Because I am insanely jealous of him. I will say one thing I'm definitely jealous of. Bo sometimes wears a necklace. No, we're good. We're good. Bo sometimes wears a necklace over his shirt, and I find that to be something I can't pull off. So that is one thing I'm jealous of, is your little Miami Vice necklace shirt thing. It's fantastic.
Congrats on Juliet!
What's that?
Congrats on Juliet!
You guys are so nice. You know how to party? Do you have anything special to say to your hometown?
Hi, Mom.
Bo's got a fantastic thing. I will say this about Bo, and then we'll move on. Bo, because he's eternally happy, it's kind of gone in direct contrast to my eternally brooding, weird, like, grumpiness. You have to understand, when you spend 90% of your life trying your hardest to just be like this, it's very hard to be around someone that wakes up, yeah! I knew Bo and I were going to have a problem when we got off a 12-hour flight. He was just running. Bo, tell them about the first time you tried to talk to me while I was making coffee in the morning.
Oh, God.
Wasn't good.
So, I'm not much of a morning person, but Bo apparently is an all noon, morning, at all times of the day person. And that's something that's I'm trying to have wear off of me. I'm trying to be a happy person. As many of you know, I've spent a great deal of my life on stage very angry. You maybe have seen videos on the internet. I promise I will not threaten to hit anybody with a Golden God Award tonight. I don't even have one. They don't even have one.
Wait, you don't take it with you everywhere?
So I'm trying to be happier, and I'm trying to be someone that is a little bit less brooding all the time. And I think being around Bo is helping me with that. I think being on this tour is helping me with that. I've had an opportunity to talk about things a little bit more, to be in a more intimate setting, and I mean that in the least creepy way possible. I mean that I'm just close to you in proximity. I've had a chance to tell stories, and I hope that you like this format. I hope you enjoy this show so far. I hope you're liking the suspenders and the different stuff. Obviously, this is very different to a black and white show. I will say this, as part of my old angry Andy, I used to be very drunk a lot of the time. So, I don't really remember playing here, but apparently I have before. And so, this is an example of how I've grown over the years, is that now I'm fully here, and it's a lot easier for me to be on stage and to sing and talk to you people, because I don't feel the need to be inebriated before I go on stage. And we'll get into more of that later, but I will say this, that I'm in a fantastic place in my life, and I'm really enjoying myself, and I hope you guys enjoy the positivity on stage tonight. Can I say something real quick, though? There's this thing, and this goes back to the old ego, Andy, is that I remember, I'm old enough to have played shows when everyone didn't watch the show just through their cell phone the whole time. I'm just old enough to have done that. And now, people get mad about it. They go, oh, why don't people watch the show? They're looking at it on their phone. And I have found that there's a fantastic thing that happens because of the front camera. There's this phenomenon where people will show me while I'm on stage. You might think that someone else will be weirded out by that, but I enjoy it. Because I am quite literally dancing with myself. That was perfect timing, both of you.
Oh, yeah,
So we're gonna play another song. I wrote this song with a guy named Gerard Way. The song's called Louder Than Love, and it goes like this. Hello. Just a phenomenon of waving that occurs at rock shows. There's two things that happen, and these are two of my favorite things in the world, and I genuinely love them with like a warm, loving feeling. Two things. After a song, whenever there's like a moment where everyone stops cheering for a second, there's always at least 5 people that lose their goddamn mind. It's as if they can't deal with the silence, so they shout something that is without a doubt the most crazy shit you've ever heard. And unfortunately, sidebar, there's a growing number of people who are small children shouting like sexual obscenities at them. So if you are a child, and you fall into the category of child, as an adult man on stage, please don't shout weird shit at me, because it makes me uncomfortable. And if you're a parent to one of those children, please check their internet search browser history before you come to the show. Because I'm trying to keep a family show going, and they're talking about fan fictions where I'm a fox having sex with them. I want it to be a family show where everybody feels all right. So I like when people yell crazy shit because it just shows that there's this innate emotion in a rock show. People want there to be noise. The other thing that happens is that when someone does shout something, everyone immediately agrees with that thing. And I do it too. But then you consider, you go like, wait, what the fuck did I just cheer along with? An example. Daddy! Yeah! I just cheer along with someone yelling daddy. You do it because there's this feeling, there's this energy in a rock show of any kind where you want to be a part of it. So I appreciate all of the weird shit you yell and I take it as a compliment. So thank you so much. I've been very fortunate to tour for most of my adult life. I've been touring since I was basically in my teenage years and up in my adult life. I've been very fortunate to meet a lot of really cool people. Part of the thing is when you tour, you have crew and you have people that work for you. And as much as they're members of a crew that work for you, you spend all your time with them. You're in hotels, you're in random countries, or wherever. You spend a lot of time with them, and so they become your friends. And some of the best friends I have in the world started out as people that came to work for me. And that's a fantastic feeling because most of them, in fact all of them in some way, have something that benefits me. I mean, I've never found anybody that's worked for me, even somebody that worked for a very small amount of time, didn't benefit me in some way, whether it's a day-to-day thing or whatever else. And some of my best friends came that way. An example of somebody that I became really close with was a guy named Chris Holly, who worked for Black Veil Brides as a guitar player. Chris was a fantastic human being, somebody that I spent a lot of time with. And Chris's goal in the early days of me going over the Andy Black project was that he wanted to be the bass player in the Andy Black band. And Chris had 2 goals. He said he wanted to A, lose weight so he could look cool on stage, and then B, find a really cool bass to play for his new skinny body. So that was his goal. He didn't lose the weight, but he did find a cool bass. And he came and he showed it to me, and it was, I'll never forget, it was just we were at a hotel in London, and he showed me this gold speckled bass, and he was so excited about the idea that he was going to play bass in the band. And I genuinely, in that moment, I knew he was going to be part of my life. Chris passed away like 3 days after that. It's something that it's really hard to lose someone, and it's even harder to lose somebody that you know you were supposed to spend more time with. So I wrote a song about Chris, and it's called Beautiful Pain.
Why'd you hit Bo, Andy?
So as I said, this tour is a different experience for me. And in many ways, this tour is indicative of the last year of my life. I have no problem talking about the fact that I started touring when I was very young. In those early days, I pieced together my personality because I was so young from the people that were around me. In many ways, who I was in the early days of the band was just kind of an amalgamation of a bunch of different people. A bunch of different people that I thought I was supposed to be. The rock and roll cliche that I thought I was supposed to be. The way that I thought I was supposed to look to be that person. The things I was supposed to drink and say to be that person. The cigarettes I was supposed to smoke. All that stuff that as a teenager I thought were super important. And unfortunately it carried on into my adulthood. And by the time I was adult, I was in a successful rock band. And all those things that I created, that sort of fake version of myself that I created, or a better version of myself I created, carried on with me. And don't get me wrong, I love smoking cigarettes and I love rock and roll music and I love all the shit that rock and roll was. But the version of me that created all those things were essentially, it was a thing that I did as a kid. When I was really young, I had really bad anxiety and fears and social anxiety, and I wasn't good in crowds and I wasn't good around other people. And so, to combat that, I created this kind of ulterior version of myself. Something that I could use as a shield against the world. And I could go on stage at 16 years old in little dive clubs and bars, and I could be this aggressive Andy Six character. And that version of me, while it worked and served a purpose, unfortunately in some ways ate me alive. So by the time I'm 22, 23, even 24 years old, I'm not really myself fully. I'm a version of myself that's been put together through all these things I thought I should be. And I thought it was time last year that I get back to the version of me that I always wanted to be, the version of me that I thought I would be as an adult, and stop messing around and being this kind of shitty, pieced together version of an adult. So I knew that there were a lot of things I had to do. I knew that I needed to change my life. I needed to make myself happier. I needed to stop dwelling on stupid shit. So I changed my diet. I stopped drinking. I did something that was really important to me, something that made me incredibly happy. I got married this year. All things aside, I knew that not necessarily, I'm not trying to talk shit about the past, but the reality is, I'm a much happier person today than I was when I was a troubled teen riding around in a van trying to be a badass and drinking as much. I want you to know that for all, and I know that it's a common thing on the internet to say, oh, I miss the old version of somebody. But the reality is, I'm a much better Andy now today, so I hope you like this. So as I said, I got married, and that was fucking amazing. But unfortunately, I had to leave on tour literally as soon as I got married, like the next day. So I miss my wife every day. I never had a chance to do anything. So,
Is she here? Where's she at? Is she here?
she's here right now. Yes.
Where is she?
She's hiding behind the backdrop. But I wrote a song about her that I'd like to play for you right now. It's called
I can't, I have no stories. Me either!
We're still gone, just another day with mistakes. Face the rain, don't walk away. There's another chance to set it straight. It's not too late to turn back home, and we were never meant to be alone. We've got each other. It's not too late for two lost souls. We're not the only ones who lose control. We're in this together. Every time you walk away, I lose the one I need to stay. I try to make it what I need to say. I just faded blind. Every time I lose a fight, and I'm trying to be right, I just faded blind. Even on the final day, when you cannot find your way, I just faded blind. It's too long to last you forever. It's just another night. It's just another night. It's just another night.
Thank you. I can't stop being so jealous of Bo right now. I'm not jealous. Now I think I'm actually getting jealous because I've said it so many fucking times. I might have convinced myself. So, as I said, one of the cool things is that I've had this kind of support system for many years, and that's the BBB Army. The fan base that, from the time I was very young, was so supportive of me and has kind of created this career for me. I've had an opportunity to be on stage making music for many, many years. And out of curiosity, I just do this sometimes. Out of curiosity, how old are you? Brendan, how old are you? Yeah, how old are you? You're 13? You were 3 years old when I started the band. That's what I'm saying. You know, I've been making music for so long, and you guys have been so incredibly supportive for so many years that it means the world to me to be able to stand on stage tonight and make an entirely different type of music and do an entirely different type of show, and so many people show up and support me. I genuinely and sincerely want to say a real thank you to each and every one of you. It's really cool for me to have the chance to do this, so. So when I was 20 years old, we were working on a record called Set the World on Fire. And I said, I will say a little sidebar before I go into that story. In record, the hottest show I've ever played in my life. Some of you might have been there. I know a few of you have been there. Downstairs, the basement here, about 6 or 7 years ago. Black Hawk Rides played a show on our first ever van headlining tour, and it was hell on earth. It was the hottest show, you know, it was hot as hell. So I thank anyone that survived that show and is still here today, because that was brutal. Hey, has anyone ever gone downstairs?
Andy, walk upstairs.
Just walked down there with nobody in there. It's a sauna.
Yeah.
What's that? Everything's a sauna?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, you guys live here. I don't know why you're complaining.
We're used to it.
I like it here. It's nice. Generally, when I was younger, I didn't. I'd come here and I was like, oh, it's so hot, I don't get it. But it's nice here. I enjoy being here. I have friends that live here.
What do you see that we can't?
I also sweat a lot every time I'm here. When I was 20 years old, we were working on a record called Set the World on Fire. My guitar player, Jinx, had this kind of orchestra. Is he here right now? I gotta be honest and tell me the truth. Do you think he's the kind of person who would probably be hiding behind something right now? Yeah! You can imagine him with his codpiece sneaking. Prancing. I don't know why I picture him walking like the Crooked Man in The Conjuring 2. Anyway, anyway, so Jinx had this thing that he was working on. He gave it to me, and I kind of immediately I knew what I wanted to do with it. So I took it in the lounge of the studio, and it took me 15, 20 minutes to write from front to back the whole song. I knew what I wanted to say, and I wanted to write a love letter to the BBB Army, the people who have supported. And so we're gonna do that song right now, and I hope you guys can sing along with me. I'd love to sing this song with you. I'm not gonna tell you the name, but I think you're gonna know. I think
never meant to be the one who kept you from the dark. But now I know my wounds are sore because of who you are. I will take this burden on and become the only one. But remember I am human and I'm bound to sing this song. Sing!
For most of this tour, at this point of the show, I would tell a story, and I would talk about being different and whatever it is. But because of the way that the last few weeks went down, the way that the situations in Orlando happened, I felt that it was inappropriate for me to sit here and kind of make a grandiose statement about being different or whatever it is, because the reality is that I'm no more different or have experienced any more hardship than anybody else. It's just that you experience your own difficulty. But the reality is, in this room, we're all alive, and we're all here, and we're having fun in a show together. So instead of me making some big proclamation, I'd rather that we just take a moment of silence to think about the poor victims and families at both the nightclub shooting in Orlando, as well as that poor young singer who was shot. Let's just take a moment of silence together, please. Thanks.